Ladies and gentlemen, I am thrilled. This is Andy. It's Andy doing an interview right now. It begins now. And ladies and gentlemen, this man that I'm about to speak to is a gem of the wrestling industry. He's a personal. I would like to even say that he's part of the reason that I do stand up comedy. I will say that much. He is a comedic genius. He's one of the original Bobby the Brain Heenan style managers. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have him on the line, the Snob Ritchie King. Are you there, Mr. King?
Hello?
Hello, are you there, sir?
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you just fine. Listeners at home, just so you know, he is quite an old man. He's aged a bit. He's not the prime that he used to be. Sir, I have a couple questions. We'll make it really brief. Are you there?
Yes, I'm plenty young enough for where I'm at in life. I'm 76 years young, I'll have you know.
Okay, well, I started with an insult, and I do apologize, sir. I didn't mean to come at you so strong. I'm just, trying to be a funny podcast guy.
That's what the... I don't know what a podcast is, but I do know about professional wrestling is my bread and butter, and comedians, I'm not one.
Okay, my first question. This is not going so well. Listen, Mr. King, I have you first came out in the early stages of SGW with your stable, and it was one of the first stables, the Kingdom. Can you tell us a little bit about the Kingdom when it first hit the scene?
One of the most dominant forces in professional wrestling ever. It was the Bear Trap Kenneth Snubs, we called him Kenny, the sculpture Mitchell Gorgeous, and Adonis, years before that pansy Ric Flair basically took his entire gimmick. We had the Russian Andrei Semenov, didn't speak a lick of goddamn English, but we brought him up to speed, and the Mountain, 400 pounds of raw physical presence, intimidating in every way, shape, or form, and yours truly, the man at the top, the cream of the crop, Ritchie King, leading the charge with the Kingdom. The Snob won't soon be forgotten.
You still got it, sir. You still got it. Let me ask you this. Now, you kind of brought the sculpture into SGW, and he was kind of, I mean, you had the whole Kingdom stable, but all throughout, with all of his, with the wars that he waged against USA Adam Gray, that throughout all that whole feud, you were there along his side. Were you, like, behind the scenes kind of like a manager to him, or were you just strictly an in-ring manager?
I did everything for him. I was a manager in the way a manager was supposed to be. You hear about these brain Heenans and in the mouth of the and these other folks, they didn't do a damned thing for their wrestlers. I got them clothes in cars and women, and they wanted food. I made sure they had the finest steaks and lobsters that money could buy, and then after their appetites for the finer things in life had been satiated, I took them to the ring, and it was their turn to pay the king back, the Snob Ritchie King, and they damn well did, with a wake of bodies and wins the likes of which no stable has since. Goddamn right I managed them.
Okay, next question. This is going well. Next question, sir. What now? Flip side of that, sculpture Mitchell Gorgeous was by far your most premium talent. Who would you say was the worst wrestler that you've ever managed?
Spry's bastard kid, that wretched little prick, Robert. Everyone called him Little Bobby. Kid used to run around in the arenas pissing on himself and stealing from vending machines. Then out of nowhere one day, goddamn Teddy brings him back into the organization. He was the sparkler, or the Sparkle and Bobby Fabulous, that wretched prick. He couldn't wrestle. He couldn't talk. He sounded like a mongoloid, one of those waterhead babies that's born about a month early. Couldn't move in the ring like a goddamn colt. He was like a colt, a newborn horse galloping around, falling all over himself. And they tried to saddle me, the Snob Ritchie King, the cream of the crop, the absolute top. Won't walk till I drop, and you know I won't stop the snob with that piece of shit.
Well, okay. So we all know that is kind of your resume as a manager. What are you up to these days, Mr. King?
I eat a lot of soup.
All right, this has been an absolute honor. It's been magical to talk to you. I have nothing else to say to you.
What the hell is a podcast?
Thanks, everybody. The Snob Ritchie King, ladies and gentlemen.
Am I getting paid? I want to know if I'm getting paid for this, because if I'm not, this is horse shit.
All right, so how'd you like my interview?
That was amazing.
Wasn't that
dude
good?
is still
High five.
a bitter piece of shit.
He's out of his mind.
I mean, you can tell that guy.
It was like pulling teeth.
I tell you what, here's my highlight of it, is that I always wondered, was that a character that he played in SGW? How close was the real Bobby Heenan to the on-screen Bobby Heenan? How close was Kim Cheed off camera, whatever?
Probably not.
Not even close, okay? I mean, because you know the mouth of the South, one of the sweetest guys in the world. He is a genuine bastard.
Yeah.
I mean, real prick.
And he really speaks, and I didn't think he really spoke in that sort of sing-songy, rhymey thing that he does.
He always
still does that.
He still does it. He had, I mean, the cream of the crop.
Rise to the top,
Rise to
won't
the
stop.
top, won't stop till he drop.
Dance till I never break.
Amazing. Amazing. And you hear how much he hated Sparkle and Bobby.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was his cornet mantar.